Howdy, friends and floorheads. We are back for part 2, episode 2 of Butter Princess. If you've not watched episode 1, I highly recommend it. In the first episode, we got through ring 1 and ring 2. We've got 3 rings to go, and we're going to do them tonight. 3 fairgoers, each of them with a desire to do something with the Butter Princess, but they are in contention with each other. They've encountered strangeness, uncanny powers, and influence of the fair. What we're going to find out now is, will any of them fall to ruin and succumb to the power that's the Minnesota State Fair? We'll find out in just a moment. All right, fairgoers. This is ring 3. Suspicion at the Seed Art Exhibit. Time begins to drip. What once seemed novel now congeals. Heat, grease, voices, sweat. The food stalls blur together into a single writhing line. Everything is fried. Everything is sticky. Everything tastes like cardboard dipped in nostalgia. Somewhere, someone whispers that this must be the most attended state fair in recorded history. But who cares? The sea of people is becoming overwhelming. The crowd thickens, not grows. The crowd thickens. Bodies pack in shoulder to shoulder, elbows find your ribs. A child weeps into cotton candy, and a balloon vendor's face cracks into a grin too wide to hold. The 3 of you see a poster for the big musical act featured at the grandstand stage tonight. The fair never gets an act this big. Who is it?
Nickelback featuring Shakira.
Nickelback featuring Shakira. That's a big deal. Somewhere, elsewhere, in the dairy building, a ceremony unfolds with almost religious gravity. One by one, the Butter Princess sculptures are put on display. The judging committee members nod. They are proud of themselves. One plinth remains draped. The real princess, the crowned one, the one to be announced later. Everyone on the fair soil and under the melting sun is waiting for that moment, like it's the turning point of a sacred ritual to some unknown entity. The 3 of you are on your way to the dairy building. The main arena, which is also the site for judging livestock, racing cars, and riding bulls, is now showcasing the seed art from all of the elementary schools in the state. Before the crowds find their seats in the bleachers for all of the events, they mingle, point with sticky fingers, and whisper about what the children's depicted with seeds are meant to mean. As the 3 of you walk through and look at the different pieces of seed art, each of you finds one piece of seed art that potentially could expose the reason you came to the fair. Let's start with you, Chet. Describe to me the seed art you find that could expose your intent.
Ooh. There is a large pile of waffles, and on the waffles is a giant pad of butter dripping over the sides, almost like almost pornographically dripping over the sides of this waffle. And in the background, you can see the faint spirits of butter lingering over this landscape, smiling in approval. Yeah, it's part of the background is seeds. It's just like a landscape, but you can see it if you look. If you sort of cross your eyes like a magic eye, you can kind of see that face of the spirit of butter smiling.
And Chet, you're frozen as you stare at this thing and wonder if it's speaking to you just as art or speaking to you as something deeper. Graham, as you walk through the exhibit, looking at all of the seed art from these children, there's innocuous sunflowers and classic depictions of corn that's on the cob. But then you're stopped. You find a piece of seed art that you're afraid will reveal your intent. What does it show?
So it shows a yellow person sitting on a palanquin being carried by other yellow people. And if you notice, the carriers have kind of simplistic crowns on their head, and the person in the palanquin has a much more ornate, almost like a queen versus a princess crown.
Very nice. It stops you in your tracks as well as you stare at it, Graham. Last but not least, Stable, as you're walking through, dealing with the buzzing that's inside of your carrier bag, you're frozen, staring at a piece of seed art. What did this kid know? How does this kid know this? Who made this? Because it definitely is revealing your intent here at the State Fair.
What you see is a plinth made of seed with nothing on it.
Oh, very nice. Finally, Chet, you kind of break free from that, and you're walking around, and somebody who runs a YouTube channel bumps into you, and you recognize them. You've seen their content before, and immediately they're like, hold on. You're the perfect example of a fair goer. Can I interview you?
Oh, I don't know about that now. There's plenty of other perfect examples just wandering around here. Old Chet Nephew Jr. never stood for nothing or nobody.
So, is that a yes?
Well, I mean, if it really would please you, of course I can spare a few moments, but just a few moments. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy the fair here, son. I can't be wasting my time blabbering on about Chet Nephew Jr.
As you say that, suddenly the wind is knocked out of you, and you realize it's because a little girl with sticky fingers has run down the hall of the seed exhibit and leapt onto your chest and wrapped her arms around you. And she turns to the YouTube person's camera and goes, "This is my daddy."
Oh, whoa. Is this the same little girl that I stuck to a goat earlier? Okay. I just want to make sure that I didn't have more than one running around here. I mean, I probably do, but
did you bring your daughter to the fair?
Well, I helped this little girl out earlier. She's a little bit confused now, sweetie. Maybe just watch the sticky fingers on the. This is corduroy now, and the sticky that stickiness is going to stay in the cracks and the crevices. Let's get you down here on the ground and pat her head lovingly.
And this YouTuber goes, I think this is an amazing story for a father to bring their daughter to the state fair, especially considering her condition. And
Well, now
as he
you're
says
making
that,
stories up.
you look down at your kid, and you originally thought it was just the goat hair that she brought with her as she was stuck to the goat. But now you're realizing that she has goat-like hair growing on the back of her arms and on her neck.
Cool. That's that. We're gonna throw up a little bit in my mouth. Oh, what? Sorry, Chet. I got a little cotton candy stuck in the back of my throat there. As I said, I helped this young lady out earlier, and I think she's a little bit confused. Now, where is your mother, ma'am, a miss, someone? Help?
So, Chet, I feel like you're in a bit of a, for lack of a better word, a sticky situation here.
Definitely.
I think you need to get out of here, especially if you intend on fulfilling your obligation that you've made to your God.
Yeah, this is no good.
Give me an idea of what you want to do right now.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This guy's a YouTuber, right?
Yep.
He's got a ring light. All YouTubers have a ring light all the time. And it just so happens I know how to tilt my belt buckle in just such a way to cause a blinding flash. And I'm hoping in that blinding flash moment, I'll be able to abscond without little girl in tow. Yeah. Ring light, belt buckle, blinding flash. Chet Nephew's gone.
All right. Let's go ahead and do a risk roll, my friend. I love this idea. So first, before we do anything, what success looks like, it sounds like to me, is that you get away, you're not being filmed. We once again lose our daughter in the crowd. Is that what success looks like?
Alleged daughter.
Alleged daughter. Correct. Alleged daughter.
There's no paternity test. This is a Lori.
All right. So let's start off with skills. Do you have any skills that's going to grant us a light die?
Well, I know a thing or two about barns, and we happen to be in a barn, so I know how to get out of a barn mostly. That's what I'm most skilled at, is getting out of barns.
All right, so let's use a light die.
Perfect.
My next question for you is Devil's Bargain. So let me see. Let me see if I can come up with the first Devil's Bargain to potentially give you a light die. Regardless of what happens, whether you succeed or fail getting away from this YouTuber and this child, you will be so frazzled by what you saw, the condition this child's in, the idea that, oh no, what if I go viral? All of those things cloud you a little bit and will force you to have an additional dark die on your next roll.
Okay.
Not this roll, but the next one. So that's my Devil's Bargain, is that you're just going to be clouded and influenced by the fair on the next risk or contest roll you take. That's my Devil's Bargain. Does Graham or Stable have one?
I do.
Let's hear it.
So when you flash your buckle, the hook breaks. And so now you have to hold your belt up, otherwise your pants will fall down.
So regardless of success or failure, the belt breaks and you have trouble keeping your pants up. That's amazing. How about you, Stable? Do we have a Devil's Bargain?
Yes. Regardless of success or failure, you would realize that this child's condition is because of you.
Oh, you are responsible for it.
Wow.
Chet, do any of those Devil's Bargain,
bargains.
are any of those worth a light die?
I'm gonna take the responsibility of the goat child. That sounds interesting.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's add to your notes. It's my fault. So we'll remember that. That's going to happen regardless. So my last question is dark die. Now I'm going to force one because of your sticky fingers condition. I think that that's just making it difficult for you to do this pretty intricate maneuver of getting the belt buckle in the right location, getting free of the kid. So right now you're 2 light, 1 dark. Do you want to risk another dark die? Your body or your mind?
Well, I am using my feat of hubris of bedazzle to briefly blind another.
Very nice. Okay. So that's going to automatically give you a second dark die. We've got 2 light. We've got 2 dark. Let's do it.
That sounds perfect. Right up my alley. 2 light, 2 dark. Let's see what we get. A hit roll. And I'll hit it again. Nope. Nothing doing. Let me refresh my browser. Just make sure.
Yeah, we're not seeing it on ours.
You know, these technologies, sometimes they give old Chet nephew a little trouble.
I'm going to do a quick test roll. Oh, it's not working for me either. Hold on.
Oh.
It may not just be you. Hold on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to quickly create a fresh instance of this.
Plan B.
Yep, plan B real quick. Give me just a second. Super exciting.
You know, folks, no matter how many times you may plan a virtual online session, there's bound to be gremlins that come and go. Best thing to do is just roll with the punches, as any cool, calm, collected GM would do, as you see my man Craig Shetland doing just now. Turn into content. He's probably going to clip this out, put it on
See
YouTube
if
Shorts.
I can do a ruin roll as a test. All right, so working for me. I'm going to share the link with you guys in our Discord chat. Give me just a second. All right.
This is going to go on the DVD box set commentary.
All right, this is a deep cut. All right. Raj, try opening up that link. Everybody obviously open up that link.
The link you gave us says create a room.
To create a room.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it was /UI, not /session ID.
It's going to be a real deep cut. It's going to be like 3
I'm so
DVDs
annoyed.
down.
I should have tested this. Create a room. Create. Oh, what am I missing here? What am I missing here? All right, let's do it a different way. Raj, can you try to create a room
You
for me?
got it. Oh, yeah. I'll sure give it a whirl. Create. And then how do I share said room?
All right, do you have a full link or just the /UI link?
No, just the /UI.
So
All right.
I've got a full link, but I'm not getting rolls.
Okay, yes. So something's going on with the site. So let's do it this way. I will do the rolls and tell you what we get here, because I am getting rolls on mine. So that's all right. So we've got a ruin. We've got a risk with 2 light and 2 dark.
Light, 2 dark.
All right. So on the light die, you got a 2 and a 4.
Mm-hmm.
On the dark die, you got a 5 and a 3. So the good news is you are going to succeed. The bad news is that dark die at 5 is your highest, and that is higher than Chet's current ruin. So your ruin goes from 4 to 5.
Love to see it.
And we'll talk about what that means here in just a second. But you've already broken your buckle. No, you didn't break your buckle.
I'm responsible.
Are responsible for that kid's condition.
Bah.
Yeah. I want to give you a complication, and I'm actually going to steal Graham's, or I'm going to say that your belt buckle falls off, and it's not that just your pants have a hard time staying up, but you lose the buckle itself.
Ooh.
So no more buckle for Chet, but you get away. And your ruin goes up by 1. Chet, how is the fair slowly affecting you more and more? on the edge of ruin.
There's just too many damn people around here. You know, I try to duck out, and I know this barn layout pretty well. It's a standard, Westinghouse 1453, right out of the back of the Sears catalog. And, everywhere I go, there's a person there, there's a person there, there's another person there. I'm bumping into them. They all stink. They all smell. They're all sweaty. They're all greasy. I'm getting all over my corduroys. I dropped my damn belt buckle. Now nobody's going to know that I took first place in the Little Rock Steer and Cattle Show. I got this girl that's clinging on to me, and she's got some sort of condition. And I mean, all I'm trying to do here, folks, is get that butter sculpture and sacrifice it on an altar. That can't be that damn hard. I mean, come on, I'm Jet Nephew Jr.
Now, with your ruin at 5, I'm going to cut to Stable and Graham to give you a little time to think about this, because you have the ability to do a reduction roll. In order to do that, you need to think about how can you do something to betray or sabotage one of your fellow competitors here. And if you can come up with something good, then we will do it, and that will give you a chance to do a reduction roll. But let's go to Graham. Graham, as you're staring at that seed art, wondering how it could be depicting something that is in the center of your desire, you see a familiar face approach you in the crowd. I want to know who it is and what could they unwittingly reveal that the others could use against you.
So, I am thinking it's Molly, who was the second place the year I won.
Nice.
And she knows that I might have greased the judge's hands a little bit to, give them a little extra butter to, put me over the edge.
So Mary walks up to you, Graham, and goes, of all the people to run into on the day of the crowning of the Butter Princess, it's you, Graham.
Yeah, why, Molly? It's been so long. What, 5-6 years now?
Not long enough, honey.
Yeah.
Not long enough.
So how's life been treating you since, you didn't quite make it to your own Butter Princess statue?
I lost my job, Graham. My fiance left me. I've been on assistance ever since. And I blame you. And she looks around real quick, and Graham, and she goes, in fact, I think more people need to know about that. And you see her walking towards the PA system for the entire exhibit.
Okay.
You can let her if you want.
Yeah, I'm probably going to let her. Trying to figure out the best way to handle this. Can I see? Okay, so we're in the seed.
Yeah, so to give you kind of an imagery, you've got this huge arena in the center, right, which is where they have all of the livestock judging and the rodeo that happened yesterday at the fair. It's kind of like the main competitor's barn. And then ringing around the entire thing in the exhibit halls, there's food stalls, and then the seed art is just everywhere.
Okay.
People are starting to get on the benches so they can watch the next big event.
I'm going to. So she's heading to the PA system. Can I see where the PA is plugged into the power?
Oh, you sure can. Let's have like a little bit of a generator that's back under it.
Okay. So it's under the PA system. It's not off to the side.
I'm imagining the PA system is like at the top of where the stands are, where the seating is, and then under the stands, you have to get down under the stands where everybody's sitting, and there you can find the generator kind of.
Okay, I was kind of picturing like a stage with the PA system on it for whoever's speaking about the next event.
I think it's more like the announcer, like the play-by-play person. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to accidentally, I'm going to be walking, kind of looking at the stands, like I'm trying to see if I see anybody, and I might accidentally knock into some of the art to try to distract people long enough for me to be able to crawl under the stand and unplug the power from the PA system.
Yeah, because I'm a jerk, I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated than
Sure.
that, I think, Graham, because you start to look for like a back way under the stands and you realize there really isn't one. And you also realize that in your current state, you might be okay because the only way to get under the stands is to slide through the different rows, and you might just be slippery enough to get under there.
Okay. Well, I was already planning on using weave, which is one of my feats, to get under there.
Yep. That'll give you a light die.
No, that's a hubris.
It's a hubris. That's also going to give. It gives you a dark die. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
How about a skill?
I thought so. My initial thing was thinking about hype, but that doesn't fit this particular path. So I don't know if I actually have a skill that makes sense.
Let's take a
just
look
looking
here.
through them.
Yeah,
hype, taste, mastication, and snobbery.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think you might be. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a tough time. So let's do this. Let's do one dark die.
Okay.
And I'm looking at your conditions. Actually, if anything, I think your condition. I'm going to have your condition of becoming the avatar of the Butter Princess give you a white die here. I don't think it gives you a dark die because I think it's because of that slipperiness that you are starting to feel as you become more buttered. So let's do. I've got you with one white, one dark. Let's talk about Devil's Bargains.
Okay. I will also point out if you wanted to be nice and give me a second dark die, Paranoid would also fit.
Yeah, I'm not ready to be that mean yet. We've still got a couple more rings to go, but I like how you're thinking. All right, so let's think about Graham sliding in between the under and above the different rows on these stands that look down on here. What is a devil's bargain we can give Graham to tempt him to take another white die?
Have potential. Whether you succeed or fail, as you're sliding under, you're removing more of your actual skin to reveal butter.
Ooh, it accelerates his transformation. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is it worth a white light die, though, is the question.
Right.
Chet, do you have a devil's bargain?
So Graham is crawling under the stage to reach
stands. No, so you've got the stands, and then the generators under the stands, and then there's a PA box at the top of the stands.
Yeah. So what Graham is going to try to do is slide in between the seating. So imagine like the long football stadium type seating for high school football. You've got those tiered stands. Graham's going to try to slide in there to unplug that PA before Mary can get up there and air his laundry, which potentially would give Stable and Chet an advantage.
I think regardless of success or failure, you will knock over the diesel gas can and start spilling diesel underneath the stands. That will inevitably get ignited at a later point in this adventure.
I don't think I have a better one than that.
Yeah, I think I like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
All right, so that's going to get you another light die. So what does that give us then? What's our final?
2 light, 1 dark, I think.
1 dark. Do you want to risk another dark die? Do you want to roll 4 of these babies?
Sure.
All right, we're going to risk ruin. 2 light, 2 dark. The dark die was a 3 and a 1. A light die for 3, and another light die for 5. So you got yourself a clean success over the dark die, but we have to have a complication here. Graham, you slide through and you drop down and you look up and you can see everybody's feet and ankles up above you on the stands. And you go to unplug the big plug that's into the side of the generator. Boom, and it finally goes, and you knock over Diesel, and it just starts spreading on the soil that's under these stands. You throw down the plug, not thinking. The complication is the plug sparks. And of course, the Diesel starts on fire. Let's cut to Stable. Stable, you're staring at your seed art, and they sneak up on you. Immediately to your left and to your right, they're kind of already squeezing you like the center of an Oreo cookie. And you look and you see a man and a woman in fair security outfits.
Oh my gosh.
I heard somebody tell us that you brought an animal in here.
An animal? Oh, no. Oh, no. I have a service pet. You see, I'm sick. Real sick.
And I'm afraid that we're going to have to ask you to leave.
Wait a second. It's okay. And I open up my bag, like carefully, so they don't see the unpaid for items that I've been tossing in there. And let PETA crawl on my arm with his little service animal jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, see?
And ma'am, normally, if it was truly a service animal, that wouldn't be an issue. We are very, very conscious of allowing this, but I have to note that that's obviously handmade because you spelled service wrong.
There's no you in service.
What? That's
so they
not the case.
grabbing each of your arms, and I think they're escorting you out, Stable, unless you got something to do about it.
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm actually going to use said service animal ability.
Okay.
Because I'm getting kicked out because PETA's with me. So PETA knows the game. PETA's going to jump down and start weaving through everything.
So feats of hubris. So we definitely get a light die and a dark die.
Mm-hmm.
Misdirection for skills.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Looking at your conditions marked by Chet. I don't think that matters here. I don't think I'm going to invoke your bees yet. So
Okay.
I've got you with 1 light, 1 dark.
2
Now-
light, 1 dark.
2
Wait,
light,
no.
1 dark. Now let's talk devil's bargains. No,
Okay.
1 light, 1 dark, right? Because you're using your feet.
Yes,
look
it's
at your
both.
skill.
It's one
Yep.
each. Yes.
All right, so let's see if we can get a second light dark there with a devil's bargain. Regardless of what happens, everything in your bag spills out, and you don't have time to collect it all. So all of this loot that you've been acquiring over time will be gone, whether you
Wow.
succeed or fail. That's my devil's bargain.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now that you've got PETA out of the bag, she smells the popcorn under the bleachers. She runs under the bleachers.
Ooh, and we know what's happening right there.
Mm.
Who ordered cooked ferret? That's pretty nasty.
You leave PETA alone.
Oh, all right. Chet, do you have one?
I'm thinking about my reduction roll in this situation. I think both of those are good enough to choose from. I
All
won't
right.
have a third.
Are any of those worth a light die, Stable? One is to lose all of your tchotchkes. The other one is potentially to lose PETA.
It's going to be the tchotchke one because I find it hilarious.
All right. So go ahead and add to your notes, empty bag. All right. That's happening either way. I've got 1 light die, which now turns into 2. 1 dark die Do you want to risk another dark die or see what happens with these three?
Let's risk it for the biscuit.
All right, we're back to a
Yeah.
4-die roll. Oh, I'm super annoyed. Oh, here it is. Okay, we got it. We're going to take the first one, which is light die is a 5 and a 1.
Okay.
Dark die is a 4 and a 6. So the good news is you've got a full success. The bad news is that 6 on the dark die is your highest. It's higher than your ruin. Your ruin is going to go to 4. So
All right.
narrate for me what happens here.
Okay. So what you see is PETA jumps down. Very well trained ferret. Could definitely be a service animal. Jumps down, and they are weaving in and out of each of the table legs, sometimes climbing up the table, knocking down art, just making kind of a ruckus. And the two beside me is like, oh crap, we got to grab that ferret. And I'm like, yes, you got to grab the ferret that wasn't supposed to be in here. And as they're rushing toward the ferret, I am going to slowly start sliding aside as I trip and my contents of my bag falls out.
You just don't have time. You get up,
Yeah.
you run. PETA loses them. They lost you. PETA scrambles back up your leg and on your back and slides back in your far more comfy and roomy bag than when PETA was there before. Before the next thing happens, I want to cut back to Chet. Chet, you're at ruin 5.
Mm-hmm.
You have visibility to Graham trying to slide back out from between the bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
You can see PETA running up and sliding back into Stable's now empty bag. This will not do. The two of them should not have made it this far.
No.
What are you going to do about it? Anything? Or are you going to ride at 5?
Well, being myself a livestock virtuoso, I know a thing or two about animals, and after seeing this display of the ferret bouncing around, I think I know a thing or two about how to keep Miss Stable from making any more progress. I happen to know a ferret's favorite food is cream cheese, and there just so happens to be plenty of cream cheese around these parts, so I'm going to lay myself a devious trap, hoping that next time she tries to use a little PETA, he goes wandering off after the cream cheese, doesn't get her things going.
Question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What food booth is frying something that involves cream cheese that allows you to acquire this?
It's just fried cream cheese on a stick. I don't know why you have to add anything to it. It's cream cheese and it's fried.
So we see you grab the cream cheese.
What are you?
Where are we laying the trap?
I think I will tuck it into the back pocket of one of those security guys' vests.
Oh, you're smearing the cream cheese and on the back pocket. Security guard turns around, looks at you.
Oh,
What?
excuse me. Is the bathroom this way or that way?
No, it's that way. And he points in a different direction. Let's do our reduction roll.
You ain't seen a belt buckle around here, have you?
So once you reach ruin 5, you may try to reduce your ruin by committing acts of sabotage and betrayal. This definitely counts. You declare your plan and then roll a light die. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, this roller is struggling. There it is. Okay. If the light die is less than your current ruin, your betrayal goes unnoticed and you can reduce your ruin by 1. Your light die roll was a 4. So that drops your ruin from 5 down to 4. And Stable as PETA gets in there, it sticks his little head out and starts looking around and just takes off.
What?
And you lose him in the crowd. You realize he's running towards the security guards. You can't go towards the security guards. So you just let PETA go. So I think this sabotage means that PETA is not going to come back till ring 5.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to lose that feat of hubris. You're no longer going to be able to use that feat of hubris here until ring 5. Go ahead.
So I have a
Donald.
rules question.
Yeah.
Because the way you worded that, it sounds like once you hit 5, you can do as many patrols as you want and
You sure
potentially.
can.
Okay, so
You sure can.
it's once it's turned on, it's turned on. It's not just a while you're at 5.
Correct. 5 triggers it. And once you've reached 5 once, you can do a reduction roll as often as you like. The problem is that if your reduction roll ever fails, then you're caught.
Ah,
All right. This entire barn is an arena. It's a shrine to competition. And each of you has conflicting drives. Only one of you can succeed in the end. You feel compelled by an energy infused in the fair. The fair is seeping in. Each of you can hear her, the fair, whispering in your mind, prove you're worthy. Challenge a rival and accept a challenge from another. I am watching. Each of you are compelled to compete directly against another rival. Chet, Stable is marked by you.
Mm-hmm.
You see her and know that you must prove to the fair that you are above or better than her. And instinctually, somehow you know you only have a few choices. Do you wish to sing your heart out in a karaoke competition against
Oh.
Stable? Do you want to see if you can last longer on the electric bull?
Oh.
Do you want to bid in an auction of collectibles? Wrestle a greased pig?
Hmm?
Go-kart race in the arena against Stable? Beat her in a hot dog eating contest? Or go to the Lady of the Lakes milk chugging contest where the winner gets a sword and serves the princess as a knight in shining armor? How do you wish to challenge Stable?
Not much of a knight, but I do know a thing or two about riding on a bull. So,
So mad.
giddy up, partner.
I need to hear the approach. And Stable, you just know that if a competitor challenges you, you must rise to the challenge. The fair has told you this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think Chet goes swaggering up next to Ms. Kruger there. Shame about your little weasel there getting away from you.
You smell like a barn.
Everything smells like a barn in here. We're in a barn. Like you know anything about being in a barn.
That's why you smell like it and I don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just see about that. I think you wouldn't last more than 3 seconds on that there mechanical bull. I myself, he looks down at his belt buckle to show off his and realizes this. I myself am an accomplished rodeoist.
No.
And
Any proof about that?
I don't need proof. I'll demonstrate it to you live and in person directly here. Where's your belt buckle?
Probably with yours.
Yeah. As we see little Peter like dragging a belt buckle under his pants.
As you're having this conversation, oddly, you turn and there it is. This little side arena where there's 2 mechanical bulls. And
Well, look at there.
there's always a line there, but for some reason, right now, there isn't. You both approach. Each of you get out a bull, and we're going to do a contest roll. we are going to see who wins. The winner of this gets an extra light die on the final contest roll of this game.
Ooh.
So let's talk about a contest roll. When the characters act against each other, they must agree on what is at stake. And what is at stake is an extra light die at the final finale contest roll.
Mm-hmm.
For each competing player, you're going to take a light die if you have a skill that applies to this contest. So, Chet, do you have a skill that applies here?
I got me the riding skill.
You literally have a riding skill? Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's one light die. Stable, do you have a skill that applies here?
At most, I think vigilance, but not necessarily.
I don't think it applies here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next, you take one light die for each mark of ruin you currently have. So that is going to be 4 light die for Stable. That's going to be 6 light die for Chet. Last but not least,
Why does he
each
have
of you-
6?
Yeah,
what's that?
I just reduced from 5.
Oh,
to
you're
4.
reduced,
Yeah,
right? I didn't.
he was
you
at
know what, I didn't
5 and
update your
reduced by
ruin.
1,
Yep,
so it should be
yep,
4,
yep,
right?
yep. I didn't update your ruin. Hold on, top left. Thank you.
Shouldn't take down that ruin. I would have had more.
Yeah,
dice.
right.
Live and
Well,
learn.
you might be happy that you did, because here's where things get sticky. You can each take a dark die if the contest is inherently deadly or dangerous. It is definitely dangerous. So each of you are getting a dark die for that. But last but not least, you can then decide to take as many additional dark die as you want. It is unlimited. But here's the kicker. The winner is the one that has the most 6s in your roll. That's who win the contest. The final roll, this entire pool of die. If there's a tie, whoever has the most 5s. If that's tied, whoever has the most 4s, all the way down. But for each dark die in your roll that shows a 1, you get an additional ruin. So if Stable gets 2 1s in her dark die, she's at 6 ruin, and the same is true for Chet. Now, normally you'd be able to do this hidden, but we're sharing a die roller and I'm doing the whole thing. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start. We're going to roll Chet's first in secret. So Chet, how many light die do we have total? We have 5.
5.
All right. And you've got 1 dark die automatically because I've declared that this is dangerous. And I'm going to ask Stable to close her eyes. Show me with your hand or hands how many additional dark die on top of the ones you want to add. Okay. You can open up, Stable. I'm going to do the roll so that the audience can see, but you guys can't.
Okay.
All right. So we now see what Chet's is, but you guys can't. Let's talk to Stable. Stable, how many light die did we say you have? You have a total of 4, right? 1 for each ruin and 1 dark die. So you're rolling 5 die. And Chet can see this now because he's already rolled. How many dark die do you wish to risk on top of it?
1 additional more.
Ooh, 6 total
Yeah.
dice, only 2 dark die. There's a little bit of, okay. I'm going to talk about Chet first. Chet, you rolled in the light die a 4, a 4, a 4, a 1, and a 2.
Man.
No 6s in light. And then in the dark die, a 2, a 3, and a 1. So you are going to go to ruin. You're going to go to ruin 5. No 6s.
Well, this is a familiar place to be.
Shouldn't
Stable.
he have had an extra dark die?
I'm sorry.
Shouldn't he have had 4 dark die?
I should have 4 dark dice.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
I added 3.
All right. Let's roll an additional dark die. I only
Don't
had
be a
3 in
one.
there. Sorry.
If you want to.
Oh, and that was a 6.
Oh.
1 6. Now for Stable. Light die is a 3, a 4, a 3, and a 1. No
Okay.
6s in your light die. a dark die of 4, and your second dark die is a 1. I think Stable, narrate your ride for me and tell me how long it lasts.
Oh, it doesn't last at all.
So you get on the
They
bull.
don't even turn on the bull.
Yeah, I just slip off. Oh, like I go to lift my leg over, and it was too much momentum that the rest of me swung over with it.
Oh my God. All right, 5 ruin for Stable, 5 ruin for Chet. Chet, how long did you end up lasting?
I didn't even bother. Once she just fell off, that counts! That counts! I won, baby! Woo, Chet Nelson Jr. Give me my belt buckle back.
Oh, that's really funny. So now we're going to go to the next contest, but I need both of you are going to owe me an understanding of what it feels like as your ruin goes up by 1, because you're both at ruin 5 now. But that is not the only contest. That voice lingers, and it's intrusive. And Stable, after having gone through that humiliation, the fair says to you, that's not good enough. And as that voice lingers in your brain, you see Graham extricate himself from the burning fires that are under stands. And you're compelled to challenge Graham. Graham has been compelled to accept the challenge. Do you want to sing it out in a battle of karaoke's, ride electric bulls off the cave, win a bid in an auction of collectibles, wrestle a greased pig, go-kart race, eat the most hot dogs, or go to the milk chugging contest?
Well, I think I gotta be fair to myself and do the auction.
I would love to hear your approach and your challenge.
I'm gonna swipe something really quickly off the table of the auction and walk over to Graham. I was like, well, excuse me, Butter Princess of 2019. Care to see who can get the most valuable one?
Okay. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard for me to do.
So the two of you walk to the auction. Give it 1, 1, no, 4, 4, 4, 4. Who's got 4? 5, 5, 5, 5. Let's do our contest roll. So we'll do it the same way. I want to start off with Graham. Graham, first off, do we have a skill that gives us a light die?
Possibly snobbery.
Ooh, I like snobbery here. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's a light die. Your current rune is 4. So that gives you 5 light die. A dark die, if this is dangerous. I don't think it is. I don't think there's a built-in dark die here. So I'm going to ask Stable to close her eyes. And I need you to, with your 1 or 2 hands, to show me how many dark die you're going to risk. Okay, put it down. You can look, Stable. We're going to do Graham's roll. We have done Graham's roll. Let's talk about Stable. Stable, do you have a skill that applies here?
Appraisal.
Of course, right? And then your current rune of 5, which gives you 6 light die. No built-in dark die. How many dark die do you want to use? You don't have to hide it from anybody because we've already rolled Graham.
I think I'm gonna do 0.
Ooh.
I have a vengeance.
That's fair. We're going to roll yours as well. Let's talk about Graham's roll. Graham, you rolled 5 light die. A 1, a 5, a 5, a 3, and a 4. And 2 dark die. A 3 and a 6. What? We look at Stable. Stable, you rolled just 6 light die. No risk of anything for ruin. You rolled a 5, a 1, a 3, a 3, a 4, and a 6. The two of you are tied. We go to 5s. And unfortunately, Graham has 2 5s. Stable has 1. Graham, somehow you get a little bit of an edge. And I don't think it's just that you had more money. How is it that you ended up beating Stable to win this contest?
Oh, I mean, it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the confidence. Being a butter princess, I had to learn how to project a form of confidence that the normal person just does not have the ability to do, and causes mortal coils to kind of wither away from me. And so I was able to do a better, bidding, because she knew she would just not be able to outlast me.
What did you win? What were you bidding on?
I was bidding on my picture.
From the 2019 contest. That's amazing.
Yes, it was the oil, winner's portrait that they do every year.
Oh, that's incredible. And you're standing there, Graham, feeling so confident. You've bettered Stable, shown her that you are far more worthy of the attention of the fair, which means your desires for that butter princess are obviously going to prevail. Remember, you get an additional white die when we do our final contest roll. But that confidence is overwhelming, Graham, because you see Chet, and Chet seems just as confident as you are. That will not stand. Do you know what contest you're going to challenge Chet with?
Oh, that's simple. My dear fairgoer, I see that you have already loosened your waistband. Clearly, you are ready for the hot dog eating competition.
Oh, you just done messed up, boy. You just done messed up. I ain't never seen a hot dog won't fit down my throat.
And what's so strange, Chet, is you turned to go, there must be a hot dog stand here somewhere. And where the riding bull stand was is now a hot dog stand. And the vendor overhears it and rings this huge bell. Hot dog contest! And the crowd gathers, and trays of hot dogs are brought out. Graham, you're the challenger. So I would like to figure out your dice first. I guess first you get a white die for a skill.
I have mastication.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Right here in public? In front of everybody?
Hurt ruin is 4. That's 5 white die. All right, Chet, close your eyes. With one or more hands, show me. I can't quite see it. Slide it over towards your face more. All right, I've got it. I'm going to give the roll. All right. I see your roll. Chet, do you have a skill, my friend?
Not one that doesn't require a large amount of
a big stretch. All right. Okay, so we're going to go 5 light die because your ruin is currently 5. You can show the world or tell the world how many dark die you're going to risk here.
Oh man, sitting at 5 ruin. That is,
I know.
That is a tough call.
And you already got the one additional. You already won a contest. Is it worth?
Yeah, well, Chet nephew doesn't like to lose. I'll do one dark die.
1 dark die. Okay.
If it rolls a 1, Craig, I quit Third Floor Wars. I'm never coming back.
So it's a good threat. 6 die rolled by Chet. 8 die rolled by Graham. Graham, your light dice were 4, 4, 2, 3, and 3. Your dark die was a 4, a 4, and a 2. We look at Chet, who rolled 6 die. Light die, 4, 5, 5, 4, 6. Dark die, though, was a 4.
Chet, never, you never gonna die.
What does it feel like, Graham, as you can't put one more hot dog into your maw and you watch Chet go 3 more beyond it?
Well, trying not to revisit the too many hot dogs at the moment.
That's the end of ring 3. I will give both Stable and Chet an opportunity to do a reduction roll before we do any more rolls. But I want to introduce ring 4. The name of ring 4 is Pressure at the Grandstand Concert begins. The grandstand clears of all the competitors, and the main stage in the center stands alone. The uncomfortable stands are fused with the asses of a sea of fairgoers. They are to be entertained. Their adoration and worship will feed the fair. The sun lowers, and the lights rise. Floodlights hum to life like awakening insects. Colors sharpen, too bright, too saturated, and every corner of the fair glows artificially, pulsing like a stage set at the edge of collapse. The shadows lengthen and stretch like they've been waiting all day to move. Above the sky, bruises, purples and orange as that sun falls. The air is cooler now, but it carries more static, like it's remembering something. The grandstand stage erupts in sound. It's not just music, it's volume, energy, and almost a summoning. It tears the air in two. Spotlights slice through the night like searchlights, illuminating a stage washed in fog, sweat, and sequence. You can see the main act made tangible and visible by the lights. We were promised Nickelback with Shakira. What we see is Penny Forward with Jennifer Lopez. The crowd screams in one voice. They don't care. It's the act of service, not the act that matters. A tidal wave of joy and longing and something closer to grief. The lyrics are cutting you open. They shouldn't, but they do. Stable. What horrible memory does their music elicit from you?
It was during her teenage years, where, in a sense, her family lost absolutely everything. A deal gone bad. They were on top of the world, super wealthy, highfalutin, and it was all just taken away.
How about for you, Chet? They go to the next song and the words cut you. What is it? What do those words and those lyrics make you remember?
When Chet was a young man at a state fair just like this one, wandering around the livestock, yards, and got kicked by a horse, and he feels that ache in his collarbone where it's shattered, and it's never quite been put back right after that horse kicked him.
Graham, that song wraps up and they start into their finale. Penny Forward's biggest hit, which of course you've never heard. So as you hear these lyrics for the very first time, they bring back a horrible memory for you. What is it?
So, I won the 2019 and then the 2020 had to get canceled because of COVID. And so that there's really this big damper on, well, they let a guy win. And it just kind of, I was like, okay, fine, I can make it for a year. but then it just kind of rolled because there was no new princess to talk about, and just kind of picked up steam as things are wont to do.
As the music is blaring, as an energy seems to be rising from the soil itself, I've got 2 fairgoers at Ruin 5. Do either of you want to do something about it?
Stable.
Oh, me first. Oh,
Either of you.
I already had a chance to go, so I just wanted to give you a.
I don't know. You're okay.
Did you eyeball Chet and Graham?
Oh,
They both beat you in this contest stable. 2 contests. You have failed the fair twice. You know they have an advantage. They have the favor of the fair.
yeah. I have to try and break that favor.
Yeah.
Um.
Who's in your sights?
Oh, it's Graham. Mostly because you won the 2 competitions. I don't know about the ferret, so.
How are you going to sabotage poor Graham? Innocent
I
former Princess Graham.
wouldn't say sabotage. I'm going to say bringing more attention to the 2019 princess.
Ooh, and how will we do that, Stable?
Well, there could be a little bit of a mistake as before J-Lo comes on, Graham is called up instead.
Oh!
And spotlights him.
You are going to make sure that Graham gets a spotlight thrown on him and he's asked to come up and say a few words before J-Lo comes on after Penny
Yes.
Forward finishes, right? We got to let
Yes,
Penny Forward
after
go.
Penny Forward finishes.
Okay. You've stated your intent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what your act of betrayal and sabotage is. Talk to me about a light die. Do you have a skill or a feat of hubris that could help you here?
So not a few.
Oh wait, no, I lied to you. I'm mixing things up. You get the light die period. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was complicating things. No, you're good. We're gonna roll the light die.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. Now the idea is to roll below a 5.
Don't you tell me I got
and that would reduce your ruin by 1. It turns out you rolled a 1. So
okay.
take your ruin down to 4 and narrate for me the scene of how you do this.
So what you'll see is I somehow lied myself to the announcer and I whisper in his ear saying, oh yes, I know that the 2019 Butter Princess would want to come up and have a few words spoken. And I know you're such a huge fan. And like kind of schmooze a little bit to get this person.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this. You're not going to believe who's in the crowd right now. The spotlight point right here. We have got the 2019 Butter Princess. And the crowd goes silent. Come on up here. Say a few words.
Oh, I guess I'll head up there.
Hand you the mic.
So my skin is kind of glistening from the spotlight. You know, almost like I somehow knew this was going to happen and covered my body in baby oil.
I'm imagining that the MC like helps you up on stage and gets you centered there and kind of walks away and you see him going
sniff in the air.
Yeah.
Somebody popping popcorn.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to the country fair. I know there was a few years there that we weren't able to have this like we used to, but now we're back and better than ever. And so, hope you liked or, beginning band, and I hope you like the lady who's about to come on. You know, we all know her, we all love her. So let's just give up for a big hometown yell for Jennifer Lopez.
And total silence. You hand the mic back to the MC, and he goes, "Thank you." And as soon as you get off stage, the crowd erupts, and J-Lo comes up on stage. Graham, I think this exposure and this sabotage from Stable means you're going to owe me an extra dark die on your next roll. So remember that for me. Stable has sabotaged you. You're way too visible now, well too well known. So anything you try to do, the fair is going to threaten you. As a result, Chet, you see all of this happening.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Stable whispering into an ear, and that turning into an exposure of Graham, which you know only helps you.
Mm-hmm.
But you were at Ruin 5.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm sorry, Graham, but you know, I already messed the Stable.
God dang.
So as Graham is descending from the stage, I slip a hot dog vendor an extra 20 and say, that person over there really needs some you go and make sure they don't say no to another hot dog. And then I find that YouTube kid. I'm like, watch this.
Oh, so you're going to force feed Graham with some more hot dogs, and it's going to be filmed for YouTube. Good Lord, you guys are not nice people.
No, it's not about being nice.
Dang. All right. Same thing. We've got one light die. Let's see if we can roll under a 5. A 4 is under a 5. Your ruin drops down.
Chet Nephew keeps winning, baby.
To 4. It's yours to narrate, Chet.
Oh, I think the hot dog vendor comes by. You, sir, you need a hot dog right here. I got plenty of hot dogs, fat and plump, just off the burner. Oh boy! And he's like waving a hot dog in your face.
As soon as Graham smells it, he runs up the back and hurls.
And just starts retching.
Doesn't even make it to the eating it point.
What's incredible is your timing, because Graham, your retching puts out the fire under the stands. In its own weird way, you've saved lives with your overstuffed stomach. You have won a white die by winning a contest. You have been debilitated with an additional dark die on your next contest. That's going to be 2 dark die, and you'll have the option, Graham, to spread them out or stack them up on your next roll. Okay. But we're not done with Ring 4. Let's take a 10-minute break. We're going to finish up Ring 4 and head into the finale at Ring 5. We'll be right back. We continue with ring 4. J-Lo is up there. The music's loud. It's pulsating. The lights. There's fire effects that she has going. Unlike Shakira, it turns out her hips do lie. But the crowd doesn't care. They're enjoying it. And poor Graham. Betrayed by the 2 other competitors. As you're standing there and you come down the steps after you vomit, taking out the fire under the stands, you stand up, Graham, and clean yourself up a little bit. And it's vomit mixed with like this buttery smear on your face. But you notice
Gross.
off to the left a security guard standing with his back to you. And he has a ring of keys hanging off the back of his belt. Instinctively, you know that one of those keys has to open the refrigerated case that's currently holding the Butter Princess. If you could get that key, that could be the difference maker once you finally get to the dairy building.
How am I going to get that key? So I think I'm going to walk up, kind of next to him and use my buttery goodness as a grease mechanic.
Okay.
To make it easier to slide the key off of the keychain, or slide the keychain off.
Interesting. So Roger, being an awesome GM in his own right, reminded me of something we have not been doing as I came back to this rule set. And we're going to do it now. If Graham fails, what could go wrong here? Stable?
Security guard will take notice, and this has been your final warning already.
Ooh, that's true. So what will the security guard do, Stable?
Kick you out.
No ring 5 for Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Chet, what do you think could go wrong here?
I think that while the grease allows you to slide the key ring off easily, it also slips through your hand and the keys fall into a nearby drainage grate and out of reach.
Gone forever. I think what could go wrong here is that you deftly lift the keys off the belt. The security guard doesn't notice. And similar to what Chet said, in your exuberance, as you try to take those keys and slide them into your pocket, your fingers are so buttery and they flick off of your hands and land directly into Stable's bag.
I was going to suggest that PETA grabbed him.
Or PETA, even better. PETA and takes it right to Stable. So your goal here is to gain an advantage, and if you fail this, you're actually going to give Stable an advantage by giving her the keys. That's what could go wrong here. Let's talk about light die. Do we have a skill or a feat of hubris that could help us here?
I don't think I do.
We're just in dark die, and you are sitting with 2 hanging over your head.
Yes.
Do you want to use one or both of them now and clear out that debt to the fair?
So this is going to kind of turn into an all or nothing thing, I think.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to use both dark dice.
Love it. Let's get rid of them.
And I will argue that becoming the avatar of the Butter Princess is what's causing my hands to be slick. So can we trigger that condition?
Oh, there's no question. No question. And the smell buttery, that's hurting you too. It's making you harder to be sneaky. I think we're definitely at 3 dark die. So we need to give some devil's bargains here, or poor Graham is just going to roll 3 dark die. Devil's bargains. I think, regardless of what happens here, you will get this key ring. But it won't work on any of the locks that are, or none of them fit the lock for this. So it ends up not giving you an advantage. So you will survive this risk roll, but you'll end up without an advantage. That's my devil's bargain, whether you succeed or lose here. Chat? Stable? Can we tempt Graham?
Whether you succeed or fail, one of your fingers is going to rip off in the security guard's key ring because it's made of butter now. It's just going to pop right off.
I think whether you succeed or fail, the keys have only a one-time use. Once you use it, it breaks.
The key turns to butter.
What are we thinking, Graham? Any of those tempt you for a light die?
Yeah, both of the second ones tempt me. I'm trying to decide which one. I think I will go with stables because, a proper butter princess needs to be of perfect form. You can't be a perfect form if you only have 4 fingers.
So here's my thought on mechanically how we'll handle this is you only get to use this key for 1 light die in the contest once.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1 light die, 3 dark die. Are you ready?
Yep.
That's 4 dice total. Unfortunately, the site is slow, so it's going to take a hot second. I should have rolled it like 4 minutes ago. All right. Good news. You rolled 4 dice and you got a 6. So you are going to get your hands on this key. But as you probably anticipated, that is a dark die. You got a 4 on your light, a 4, a 1, and a 6. Your ruin goes to 5, Graham, because that 6 is higher than that 4. Let's add yourself in your notes that you've got that key.
Okay.
It slides off there without any difficulty, but you get the keys into your pockets. You're scot-free, but somehow you are 1 step closer to ruin. And how can you tell?
When I go to stick the key into my pocket, it feels like the pocket is starting to meld into my skin. So I know I can probably pull it out once and use it, but then I won't be able to get it back into my pocket.
So not only is your body turning butter, but it's absorbing and turning your clothes into butter too.
Yes.
You are 1 step closer to once again maybe being a butter princess. Stable. You saw Graham get humiliated. Does that feel good?
Yeah, it did.
You are being hyper conscious and hyper aware of security guards. They've been bumping into you. They inadvertently cleared out your loot from your bag. So eyeballing these security guards, you also see a security guard and he seems distracted. And it looks like the Banana Foster's booth has caught on fire. And in that distraction, he leaves his Segway unattended. And man, there is no faster way to get to the dairy barn than on a Segway.
Yeah. I'm going to take it.
What's success look like, Sable?
Success will be I'm able to grab the scooter, scoot away with no obstacles. It's been a bad day.
I think that if you're successful here, it gives you a huge advantage. And I think it'll get you to the dairy barn first. Mechanically, if you succeed here, Stable, I'm going to let you pick a peek at the dark die choices of either Chet or Graham for the final contest. So you'll have a little bit more information on one or the other's roles. Let's look at your skills. Is there any skill, Stable, that helps you here?
Vigilance.
Oh, well, no, we need to see what goes wrong.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, what could go wrong here for Stable? She tries to take this segue. If she fails this with a 1, 2, or a 3.
So, what could go wrong is that it gets out from under her, because the segways are designed to lean forward and back, and she crashes into one of the food booths.
And that definitely is going to create a condition, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Graham?
No. Yeah. And now my question is,
Crashes
can I do a
into the
sabotage on
banana
this?
foster.
What'd you say, Graham?
I was asking if I could do a sabotage on this.
Oh, you want to step in right now with a sabotage at your ruin 5. You definitely can. Tell me what you're going to do here.
I'm going to say that she's heading over to it, and I'm going to walk by it. And as I do, I'm going to drape my fingers across the handles to get them slippery.
I love it. Oh my God, I love that so much. I love that so much. All right, let's do a reduction roll. You're sitting at a 5. Oh, instantly rolled. That's crazy. It's been so delayed, but you had to get something below a 5 with just one die. And that's what, a 4 out of 6 chance. And you rolled a 1.
Yes.
So narrate it for me as your ruin drops down to 4.
So, like as I said, as I'm walking over and I kind of rub my hand across it, and I notice as I get closer to the end of the handle, it's not feeling as slick, almost like, my flesh is trying to fight against the conversion.
Oh, you're hardening a little bit. All of this soft melting butter that's excreted from your skin as you transform. Let's go back now to our original risk roll here. This sabotage, I'm automatically giving you a dark die. But let's look at your skills and your feats of hubris. Anything going to help you steal?
Vigilance.
I like that. That's worth a white die. Looking at your conditions, I don't see anything in your conditions that makes me give you a second dark die.
So I will say I was the only person who did what happens if it fails.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're still on the Devil's
because
Bargain.
I said it
Devil's Bargain.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, it's my fault. I interrupted the flow.
No, that's all right. It's ultimately my fault. Let's go right to Devil's Bargain, though. I think we've got I like your fail. So let's just crashing into the booth. That's phenomenal. Yeah. Let's talk about a Devil's Bargain here, though. So we've got a greasy handled Segway that's pointed directly at the burning Banana Foster building. And Stable is going to try to get on that Segway to get an advantage on her way to the dairy building. Whether this succeeds or fails, Stable, I will give you an additional white die if you're willing to do a straight up ruin roll.
Dang.
So that is my Devil's Bargain. Whether you succeed or fail, you're gonna have to do a ruin roll. But it gets you a white die.
Oh, thank you.
Graham or Chet?
I was thinking that she gets some of the butter on her hands, and so in a future time, it makes it easier for her to leave fingerprints, and so stuff can be tracked back to her.
I like that. Chet?
I think her loose flowing bohemian garb gets caught up in the wheels and rips open her dress a bit, so all of her hidden pockets where she stashes all of her contraband are no longer there.
Stable, are any of those worth a white die?
I like the dress ripping. So I did enjoy the ruin roll.
All right, so let's put in your notes. Actually, let's give you a condition called exposed. That's happening whether you succeed or fail. It gives you a second light die. You're rolling 2 light, 1 dark.
Okay.
Do you want to risk an additional 1 or wait to see what happens?
Let's just see what happens.
All right. 2 light, 1 dark. There's a 6. You succeed. You're going to get that segue. You're going to get there first. But it was on a light die, so you're fine. So you rolled a 6 and a 1 on your light dice and a 2 on your dark die. Stable, you are going to be out of the seed arena. Narrate it for me as you steal the segue.
So you see me in my bohemian outfit with, yes, you're correct, all the layers in different colors. Officer turned to the side to go off somewhere. You see me slip on a Segway. It was a little bit slippery, but managed to hold on, drive off. And I stop for a moment because I take my dress and put it on the handlebars because I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. And in that, all you hear is, whoosh, and I was like, I got to keep going. It's fine. We'll figure it out when we get there.
So in her pantaloons, we see Stable taking off in her Segway. Chet. You're an observant man. You noticed that Graham has picked up a set of keys. That's concerning. You saw Stable leaving before you even thought about getting outside of the building. She's going to get to the dairy barn before you are. That's 2 competitors, both with advantages. And as you contemplate that, you turn and notice the lumberjack wood carving booth. This man is ripped. Beautiful specimen of a human being in his plaid shirt, red with this large chainsaw. And he stops carving and is swept up in the beautiful melodic voice of J-Lo and sets that chainsaw down. You may not have keys. You may not get there first, but maybe the fastest way to open up that booth is with that chainsaw.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I think I step in swiftly. So I imagine this booth is being observed by numerous people. This guy is just setting down his chainsaw and walking off, much to the chagrin of all the people that were being entertained by his various skills and talents. And I think I'm immediately going to slip into the role of his agent manager there in front of the crowd, and begin selling off various bits of this display. And then once I have the crowd satiated, I'll be like, oh, yeah, we got this lucky chainsaw here is going to be going up for auction later on tonight in the dairy barn. Better take this away from everybody so it doesn't get. It's signed right here. You can see it's very small, but it's signed by the maker himself. And
I see a finger going up from Stable.
Hustle away.
Yeah, I want to try and sabotage this.
You were only at Ruin 4, but want to. Oh, interesting. How are you going to sabotage Chet's attempt here?
On my way, as I'm segueing away.
As a segue on your segue.
Yes. I would like to, again, this is why my pantaloons is showing. Gently bend over, pick up the belt buckle and shine it so it's into his face.
Amazing. Amazing. All right, let's do your reduction roll. That's 1 white die. We need to roll a 1, 2, or 3, or you're not going to get away with this. Now the roll's delayed.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm on edge of my seat.
What's it going to be? Oh.
Oh, what is it?
Usually rolling a 6 is a wonderful thing, Stable. But not when you're trying to do a reduction roll.
Hoisted by your own
Your
petard.
betrayal fails and it is noticed by one other competitor. I think it's Graham that sees what you're trying to do.
I'm looking at the cheat sheet. Sorry, playing rules lawyer for
Yep.
a second. She gets a choice.
Oh, will you remove?
one
Oh,
rune
you're right.
Anyway,
Yeah, so let me give you that choice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Will you remove a 1 ruin anyway? If the answer is yes, you reduce your ruin by 1 and your attempted betrayal is noticed by at least one other character. Or you go unnoticed and your attempted betrayal is not noticed. And I'm going to warn you, if you choose yes, you will have to take a ruin roll. Or you can just stay at 4.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All
Let's do
right.
it.
Reduce your ruin down to 3. So I'm going to do that
Okay.
right now.
Oh, that's not me.
But that's going to cause you to do a ruin roll as you are noticed by Graham. So I'm going to do that ruin roll. If you roll 4, 5, or 6, you're going to, all of this was for naught and you're back at 4.
Okay.
Immediate. I got the results back.
We have
And
the
I-
results.
Guess you're on a roll because it was another 6.
Why would I?
So after all of that and your attempt to sabotage, you are back at ruin 4. Sabotage fails. Chat, this is a clean roll for you. You are going to try to distract, stir up this crowd, allow that confusion to maybe allow you to step away, head to the dairy barn with your chainsaw. Graham, you've already started heading towards the dairy barn with your set of keys. Stable, you tried, but hey, you do a 90. Oh, go ahead.
I also get a condition for the ruin rule.
You do. I want this to be marked by the fair. You are just exposing yourself to the fair. The fair is on to you. You are now marked by Chet and marked by the fair.
It's fine.
It's all going to be great.
All right, let's talk about our risk roll, Chet. I think the first thing we need to do is talk about what could go wrong here. And I think I'll start. I think the belt buckle flash didn't work exactly, but it was just enough. And maybe Kismet, or maybe it's unrelated, but your pants do fall down to your ankles as you're doing this in front of the entire crowd. It causes you to get flustered. The chainsaw turns on. And if this goes wrong, you're going to lose a finger. What else could go wrong?
as soon as he gets to the point of bid auction, and before he gets to later tonight, people start bidding, and the lumberjack hears it and comes and gets his chainsaw.
I love it. I love it.
You try to test out how to turn it on, and it breaks.
If it goes wrong, we break
Mm-hmm.
a lumberjack. All right, so let's talk about skills.
Okay.
Do we get a light die?
I do have the penniless grifter background.
Oh.
That I feel applies.
1 light die. That's easy. Devil's bargains. Well, let me see. Do I want to give you a dark die?
I will say I'm planning on using my sales feat of hubris.
Oh, okay.
Let
All right.
someone have your way.
Yep. I'm good with that. So no additional dark die there, but let's see. Can we tempt Chet with another light die? Regardless of what happens, we've established that Stable has a bit of an advantage. Stable is going to be able to look at either your dark die choice before she rolls or at Graham's dark die choice. I think regardless of what happens, Stable sees yours. Even though she has a choice. That's my devil's bargain. You get a light die, but it's going to be Stable's going to have the direct advantage in the final contest with you.
I would say for my devil's bargain, no matter what happens, you will be featured alongside the disgrace 2019 Butter Princess.
I say no matter what happens, you make enough attention to yourself from the fair at the thought of attacking the fair with a chainsaw that you get a dark die your next roll.
What are we thinking, Chet? Any of that worth a go ahead, Stable.
I will take.
I think Stable has something to say.
I want to. No, we're good. Keep going.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.
Chet, are you tempted?
I will take Stable being able to see my contest.
I have 2 light die, 1 dark die. Do we want to add a dark die or just roll? Do you want to risk your mind or body for ruin? To get this chainsaw?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
4 dice, 2 light, 2 dark. A hit roll. We take a 15-minute break. Wait for it to go.
It's all about tension, baby.
2 light, 2 dark.
Mm-hmm.
There is a 6.
I love
You
it.
succeed. You're going to get away with this chainsaw and bring it with you to the dairy building. Your dark dice rolled a 4 and a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Your light die is a 6 and a 1. Chet, narrate you getting out of this dairy building with that chainsaw.
So once again, yes, I'm sorry, folks, but Master Lumberjack here has been called away by the siren sound of J-Lo. Who can blame him? But we do have these souvenir keychains that we are able to sell you, and I once again am making money. And we see in the background the carnies once again, and Rooster like he's got that money. We're gonna get that money, and this bad boy is going to be going off for auction, signed by the maker's hand himself. Later on in the dairy barn, we'll see y'all there. And then I slip out through the curtain and head down the like the artist alley access way toward the dairy barn.
We see our 3 competitors headed towards the dairy barn. Stable is, you're riding your Segway. You get an itch on your upper right hip. And as you're riding, you kind of pull your empty bag away and look down. You see there's a hole bored into the back of the bag. And then you notice a hole bored into your pantaloons. And then you see the very hind end of a bee burrowing into your skin. Graham, as you're headed there with the keys in your pocket, you're watching your hands begin to melt. You know that you need to get cold and get cold quick because you are becoming a butter princess that will only melt instantly if you remain outside here at the fair. And Chet, as you with your chainsaw starts racing towards the building, you get an itch on the top of your hand. As you go to scratch it, it's hairy with goat hair.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that whatever your daughter had must have been contagious. Ring 5. Desperation in the dairy building. The fireworks begin. One burst red, another green, another silver, then gold, then a stuttering staccato of light and thunder that shakes the sky apart. The night becomes fractured. In each flare, the fair blinks into a different world. For a moment, no one can see what you're doing. For a moment, you could do anything. One explosion, brighter than the rest, illuminates a small, dusty memorial wedged behind a lemonade stand. A toy stunt plane, melted candles, and a laminated photo of aerialist Kitty Middleton and her partner, the tightrope walker, Lloyd Relham. The inscription under this little altar behind the lemonade stand reads, "They gave everything for the crowd. Their memory soars above us still." I don't know which one, but one of you was here last year and you tried to get the Butter Princess. And you killed a competitor in the process and made it look like an accident, much like the accident that the aerialist and the tightrope walker had. Which one of you was it? And how did you do it?
I wouldn't mind taking that on.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let's hear it.
This may also explain why some of the security is noticing me a lot more. So last year I failed to get the Butter Princess, mostly because I may have lost some of my anger and pushed it onto a competitor.
And what
I
was
don't know
their
about
fate?
you, but 90 pounds on top of someone's skull from a high distance, it didn't bode well.
We see the three of you reaching the building. The crowd outside the dairy building is thinning. Some have gone home. The princess was already crowned, and her butter bust is safely housed in this glass refrigerated shrine. Some worshippers linger, yet not ready to leave and accept what has been decided. You cross the threshold into what should be a palace, but it's not. Just a low, ugly building. Concrete, pale yellow, textured like dry skin. The paint flakes when touched. It smells like old milk. Inside is just cold silence. A horseshoe-shaped arc of glass-doored prisons glow faintly under buzzing lights. Milk, cheese, and butter. And then the busts. 11 golden girls lined in silence, lips fixed in serenity or strain. They shine with humidity and reverence. None of them wears the crown. None of them is held safe in one refrigerated glass vault. But the arc center, beneath a single spotlight, the 12th bust awaits. She wears a tiara. It glitters through the glass with hypnotic finality, each gem catching fire with every burst of light outside. The refrigeration hums, deepens. It sounds almost like applause. From 3 different doors, our competitors enter. We're going to have one single contest roll. The winner of the three of you will accomplish your drive for being here. The other two will fail. Before we get into the contest rolls, I want to know, starting with Graham, what's the plan?
So my plan is to head over to the 12th princess bust, break into her refrigerated area, and take her tiara and place it upon my head as the true butter princess.
Leaving the door open and the refrigeration escapes and the crowned princess melts and the true butter princess stands inside of the vault.
Yes, and I will stand in the back next to the refrigeration to let it solidify me as the other one melts away in obscurity.
That's absolutely beautiful and would allow you to finally rectify this awful injustice that you have faced.
Yes.
Chet, what's your plan?
Ooh. I think I was originally hoping to abscond with the Butter Princess and bring it to my home altar where I have everything set up, but there's no way I'm getting that Butter Princess out of here in one piece. Luckily, I have brought several of the artifacts from my home altar, and I'm planning on converting the little plinth around the Butter Princess into an altar and sacrificing the Butter Princess there and bringing the spirit of butter here for all these people.
To this plane, to this fair right now.
Yes.
Stable. You've gone through a lot to get here. She's in front of you finally. What's your plan?
So I have a Segway, I have a bag, I have a way out. The Butter Princess is going to be upon this Segway, and all three of us, including Peter, will be out to the buyer of who wants this hellish statue.
And that's when you feel PETA bring her weight into the bag. She has returned. All right, a final contest roll to find out who is going to get what they came here for. And I think we start with Chet. For the main reason being is that only Graham will need to close their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stable is going to be able to see how many dark die is risked by Chet. Now, let's talk about light die. First, let's talk skills. With that plan, Chet, do any of your skills apply?
I don't think so.
Okay. How many contests did you win in the Ring 4?
2, baby!
Ooh, that's 2 light die.
Double champion
And your current ruin?
is 4.
That's 6 light die.
Mm-hmm.
Now we come to dark die. Is there anything that's mechanically made you owe a dark die? Or have you come out of this clean so far?
I am clean as a whistle.
All right, so I'm going to ask Graham to close their eyes. Chet, this is it. Everything has led here. How many dark die are you going to risk? And Stable, you're going to know this information. Unexpected. right, I am rolling it so that everybody can see. All right. Open your eyes, Graham. Let's figure out your roll. Light die. Did you win a contest?
I won one contest.
All right, that gives you a light die. Do you have a skill that applies here?
I don't think I have a skill, but I think my weave feat of hubris might apply.
Love it. And that's going to give you a light die, and that feat automatically gives you a dark die, which is public knowledge. Now we get to the secret part, because we know you automatically get 4 for your ruin. That's going to put you at 6 light, 1 dark. I'm going to ask Stable to close their eyes. It doesn't matter if Chet knows. How many dark die, in addition to the one you already have, are you going to risk for this finale? Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to give that a roll. Okay. Last but not least, Stable. Did you win a contest?
No.
No. You get 4. What? Do you have a skill?
Either hoarding or banshee shriek.
Are you adding to your plan that you're going to yell to give you that startled advantage? I like that. So that gives you 5 light die. That's a feat of hubris. So I'm going to give you a dark die automatically. You're sitting at 4 ruin. You heard the reactions. You know how many dark die Chet rolled.
Yeah. And we got to try and win.
5. So 6 dark die all day. All right, so here's what's incredible. Before I do anything, I need to make the window showing the dice smaller because we've extended outside of the constraints of the frame that I put on there.
We've broken it.
Believe it or not everybody can see the amount of rolls here. So let me just extend this out here so we can all see what has been rolled so far. All right, so before I roll this, that is what, because you could see Chet's roll. This is Graham's roll that everybody can now see. Now we're going to roll Stable. That's 5 light and 6 dark.
Gosh.
All right. Let's go through everybody's light die. Chet, you were first with 6 light die. A 1, a 1, a 4, a 2, a 3, and a 2.
All right. Not a sterling representation, but
next was Graham. 6 light die. A 5, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 4, and a 4.
Okay.
We had 5 light die for Stable. A 2, a 1, a 5, a 3, and a 2. There were no sixes rolled.
Wow.
Okay.
Let's talk dark die. We go back to Chet. Chet, you rolled. Now we're worried about here. We know you got no 6s on your white, so we're worried about 6s and we're worried about 1s. A 3, a 3, a 2. Your last dark die was a 6. Chet sitting with no 1s. You stay at ruin 4, and you got 1 6. Next was Graham. Graham, you rolled 5 dark die total. A 5, a 3, another 5, and a 6. And a second 6.
Oh,
2 6s, no 1s. That brings us to Stable. Stable. You rolled 6 dark die. A 3, a 5, a 4,
Mm.
a 1
Mm,
brings you to ruin 5,
Mm-hmm.
a 6
mm.
that gives you a success, and one last dark die, your second one. The results are a ruined stable, an unsuccessful Chet, and a successful Graham. Before we hear Graham narrate as the ultimate winner, the one who achieves their drive, I don't know what it looks like when stable falls to the feet of the fair. Walk me through you on the Segway with PETA in tow, headed towards the Butter Princess.
So, as we're both heading toward the Butter Princess, slowly there's a voice saying failed for the second time, coming from PETA. And as I'm segueing through it, I'm like, I didn't fail. I'm almost there. We're almost there. Almost there. And what you see is that the floor swallows her up with almost as if I'm melting down into butter. Like that is just my body going into butter. It hardens around her, and it is just Peter left sitting on the spot with his little red service animal vest. That's spelt wrong.
And I think I'm going to put a cherry on top of that because I'm going to say the same thing I did at the very beginning in Ring 1. Stable, welcome to the Minnesota State Fair. Graham, I've got to hear it. Tell me the story.
So I rush to the vault.
Chet's on his way too.
Yes. And as I get closer, I start leaving buttery footprints toward it, slowing Chet down. I yank it open. I jump inside behind the bust. I take the tiara, place it on the rightful head, and as I do, my skin turns yellowish like I've developed jaundice. And the bust starts to melt. And as it melts, the butter runs along the floor, and as it passes each of the other vaults, the bust starts turning and looking like me until all of the busts are busts of the true Butter Princess.
Chet, why did you fail and how did you fail? God, that was so good, Graham.
Rooster and the damn carnies. I'm making my way up, and all of a sudden, just get arm around the throat, hauled backwards, as I'm reaching in my pockets to pull out all my little things to put onto the altar, right? And yeah, pin me down, start rifling through my pockets, throw away all my altar crap, and they get that nice fat wad of money, and Rooster waves it in my face, and he's like, I guess this will cover it, I think. Don't let me see your face around here again. We're gonna have more trouble.
Stable will be part of the fair every year. Chet, you failed, you're broke. Two terrible things for you.
And I lost my
Graham, everything is okay. the 2025 Butter Princess. We're going to talk about the game on the other side.
Is it
All
the
right, we're
nice
back.
part?
Slightly distracted so if you're not a member of the Third Floor Wars Discord, there should be a disclaimer, which is hide your wallet. Because we're always telling each other and giving each other excuses to buy more
You've been
role-playing games.
cragged.
Yes. So I was just looking in there and I see that one of the members of the community found out that Sentinels of the comics RPG, which we just wrapped up our run of, and Dika was part of that. There's and good the game that was at Greater Than Games, who really put out some amazing games, including the card game, a role-playing game, and a card game that they made called Compile, which was luckily picked up by somebody else. They're selling the hardcover book for $10 on Amazon, which is insane.
Can I add that they also had the game moderator kit for 15?
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $25. That's insane. Brian's in the chat going, sorry, not sorry. I think it was Brian that found it. Yeah, for $25 to get the game moderator kit, which I think is a must-have if you're going to run it in person.
Yeah.
And then that's a hell of a deal. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Brian's game. I really quickly want to talk about running the game. And then I want to hear from the three of you. I struggled. This is also the first trophy game I've ever run. I've run Cthulhu Dark several times, but this is the first trophy game I've run. And I want to keep that in mind. I think a big plus is that there's a lot of flexibility as far as how involved each of the rings are going to be. And I kind of liked spending some time in each of the rings. I like the fact that we had, risk rolls for everybody in each of the rings. I think I would drop a ring or streamline one of the rings. I felt like it overstayed its welcome a little bit for me. We broke it over 2 days, but it still felt that way to me. And I don't know if that's also me running trophy for the first time. There's a lot of factors here that could have nothing to do with Butter Princess. So I'm anxious to run it again. I'm going to do that at camping in October to see if it's a different experience for me the second time. But I felt like I struggled a little bit with this game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Loved what we did, but I have to admit to struggling a little bit. Thoughts, stars, and wishes. Let's go with the winner, Donald.
I can kind of see the maybe reducing one ring. I mean, it feels, especially because anytime it's like do something, it's like a lot of do a challenge, and not quite as much narration.
Yeah.
And, I know the type of games you like because I've ran under you and played with you. And I think that may be part of what it's feeling like it overstayed its welcome to you was there was the storytelling to dice roll wasn't quite, or I should say narration versus mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Because having everybody say this is something that could go wrong and picking one, and then having everybody say a devil's bargain and picking one puts you outside of the story and the narration. There's a podcast that I like. It's a 7th Sea podcast, and it's called The Writer's Room.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very flip, where you're in the narration and then they go, okay, let's go into the writer's room, and you talk about mechanics for a bit, and then you go back in. And it really feels to me like we spent more time in the writer's room in this than we would traditionally spend.
It's a great point. And I'm wondering, and this could be a pilot error, right? Because I'm wondering, because it was very much GM led as far as what the risk rolls would be and what were the challenges and the temptations that were coming up. I wonder if I run it again, if I don't let it be more player led and just hear what they're doing and then call for risk rolls when they happen. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know quite. I have to think about it more. I also feel like I can't compare it to Trophy because I haven't run it yet. This is the only version of Trophy. And I've read the rings in Trophy Dark. I don't know. I'm not gonna decide yet. I have to run Trophy Dark first. All right. Stars and Wishes.
Stars. I like the way you did the final challenge roll.
Oh,
of let's do the light dice, let's do the dark dice,
oh.
Let's drag out the because that's that final expectation. There's a comedian who once made a comment that jokes are all about building anticipation and then the release, building anticipation. And I know horror uses a very similar theme, building the expectation, then the release. And you really were building the expectation before it's like, okay, let's see where it's going. So I do like the pacing that you did in that one.
I'm glad it was forced because of the die roller, but I love it. I'm glad. It was neat to see all the results at once. I'm like, oh my God, Graham won. And stable.
Yeah. And then for wishes, that's simple. More quarter blades.
Oh, that's funny. Dika. Thoughts, stars.
Okay. I actually really love the dark system since this is my second game playing. So I think you ran it excellent, especially playing with Jason. The trophy game. So I want to give you your stars and kudos. It's amazing. But overall, I enjoyed the premise. I never thought I would play something that takes place at a butter fair, but it was fun. For stars, again, going to give it to Craig. I won't say too much on it because I know other people want to give him this, but amazing freaking job rolling with the dice roller not working. That added an extra level of suspense as a player, at least. So it was exciting. Also, the table was awesome. Thank y'all for being mean to me. It was great. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. And wishes, I have none. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Everything was great.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Oh, I think I'm in just a little Call of Cthulhu game here.
By yourself?
Just a little thing. You're there. I'm pretty sure.
I forgot what we're doing on Sunday.
Right? Maybe Z.
I have no memory of this.
Right? Starts at like 8 p.m. or something, right?
Yeah. If you want more, and everybody does, if you want more Roger, more Dika, and can put up with more me, we're going to be playing Cthulhu Dark, a very famous Call of Cthulhu scenario called Forget Me Not. So you don't want to miss that. We also get a brand new player to the table that we have never seen, which we'll see on Sunday. And then our good friend Z will be back on the channel again. It's going to be a phenomenal game. All right. Last but not least, Raj.
Oh, I think I am least, but that's fine. Great game. Obviously, great table, great everything. I was saying in the credits break that the broken dice roller actually sort of was a blessing in disguise because I refused to watch the stream when the dice rolls were going because I wanted that revelation of what was going to happen to my character. I tried real hard to ruin Chet Nephew Jr. and for some reason I just kept winning and then I didn't win. So I feel like that's actually exactly what what Chet Nephew Jr. deserves. He didn't lose and he didn't win. He just, just keeps going, middle of the road.
I didn't even think about that. The justice that we saw, because Graham got picked on so much with the reduction rolls, and then it was Graham that ended up succeeding throughout it. That's really funny.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. I was really interested to see how you could take Trophy Dark, which was built for a sort of specific, like, defaults to a specific genre, right? Yep. And take it to a completely different realm. This is almost Fiasco-esque in its layout, and I like Fiasco. There's not a whole lot of mechanics to Fiasco, and this has that mechanic crunch that I like.
Yep.
Where I think if you could, this demonstrates you could do that same thing. You could even sort of change some of the horror elements just as chaos elements instead,
100%.
and have the same level of thing. I like the horror elements, of course. I like the creepies, but if that's not your bag, it's certainly not. That's not baked into this in any way. It could just as easily be just chaos and the stupidity of humans, which is horrifying in its own right.
Yeah, I definitely put my thumb on the horror scale for sure. Right. 100% right. You could make this a total like zany Coen brothers movie. And that kind of feel as well. All right. So coming up on Saturday, before the big premiere of Call of Cthulhu on Saturday, we are premiering Monster of the Week. Another all-star group playing. It's a great game. I cannot wait to run this. It's long overdue for the channel. It's the first full PBTA game to ever be featured on the channel, which I think is kind of exciting and fun.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy it took you this long.
I know, right? You know what's funny about that, Roger? I think it's taken me this long to feel like I understand it. Because every PBTA I read, it's like so simple. But then I start thinking about what is it going to play like, and this is the first time it clicked for me. And I had to watch a lot of APs and listen to a lot of APs to get the confidence to run my first PBTAA. And then, like I mentioned on Sunday, we've of course got Call of Cthulhu. Next Thursday, we have a second premiere of Call of Cthulhu, another somewhat well-known scenario that comes out of the Grindhouse Volume 1. We're running Isle of the Dead on Thursday. That'll be a little bit shorter than Forget Me Not, but should be fun as well. So all the monsters, all the Call of Cthulhu, everything coming. On the 25th of September, we see Forbidden Lands returning as well. All right. Love you guys. Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.